Hey guys, Kris Jones, episode 58 of Ask Me Anything. So you guys know that I was on a TV show, Apple's first original content called Planet of the Apps. I'm trying to keep these videos around 5 minutes, but a couple of questions came in, so I grouped them together. My partner Damon and I have done quite a bit of press around the show, so you could go to my website, krisjones.com, or check out my social media feeds to get a lot of those interviews. We've done TV interviews, we've done magazine interviews, among other things. But yes, I was on a TV show. Did I find it difficult to be on television? Hell yes, at first. The reason is because going into it, very little was unknown. I knew that there was celebrity involvement. I knew that will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jessica Alba, and Gary Vaynerchuk were going to be part of the show, but I had no idea, how involved I would be with them. But anyway, it was early on, kind of confusing. The first day was 13 hours of taping. Put that into perspective. You're exhausted. I think part of reality television is for them to just exhaust you so you get really emotional and they could capture it. So I was self-aware of that. But anyway, on the first day where Damon and I come down the escalator and we pitch the 4 celebrity judges, he and I didn't know. We didn't know if the script was already written, if the producers and the writers of the show had already made up their mind that, hey, this is a really successful entrepreneur, and who doesn't want to watch Damon Wayans Jr., who's absolutely hilarious on the show. But we just didn't know. It felt, on the one hand, contrived, to be honest with you, but on the other hand, nobody was telling us what to say. So, that first day of taping, and really even the second day, I realized I wasn't an actor. And for that matter, not only am I not an actor, but I wasn't cast to be an actor. I was cast on the show because I was a successful entrepreneur and an investor. And when that clicked, that's when it no longer became difficult. I really didn't even care that the cameras were there. I just went into, you guys just saw my previous, hopefully if you didn't see my previous AMA, check it out. I talk about that, as it relates to my work life, I'm a pretty structured individual. I work really hard. My days are filled with all kinds of transitions and stuff like that. Well, that's what this show was really about. The show was like this combination of The Apprentice and The Voice and Shark Tank. And my day-to-day life is kind of like that. So I just let it play out. And the character I played was myself. And once that happened, I started to kick ass. And Damon and I both kicked ass. And it really didn't matter much that the cameras were following us around all around Los Angeles. Did any of the Planet of the Apps celebrities have me starstruck? No, I don't know why. Part of it is that I've worked with celebrities in the past. Part of it is this weird, the fact that I've embraced my potential, my potentiality. That's what I try to advise and coach you guys on, is that the amazing thing about personal development is that once you realize how much of your personal growth is untapped, you stop worrying about and stop responding the same way that a lot of people do to things like being around celebrities. So not really. And also keep in mind that I had partnered with Damon Wayans Jr., who is a celebrity in and of himself. So I went in kind of pretty confident. So those questions asked and answered, were there some surreal moments that Damon and I spent working with our advisor? For those of you that didn't see the show, we did get selected to work with will.i.am, who's the founder of the Black Eyed Peas. And honestly, I don't want to call it starstruck, but in terms of just surreal moments, we probably in total spent maybe 10 hours of taping with him. Could have been a little bit more. The total show I would estimate is somewhere between 80 to 100 hours of taping, even though it was this 25-minute clip, if you will, that you guys saw, highly edited. But there were some surreal moments with spending time with Will. Sometimes the cameras were going, most of the time, sometimes they weren't. But there was this one particular moment where we're sitting at a table with Will, and he just looks at Damon and he says, how much are you willing to invest in this project? And Will goes on to basically try to get Damon to commit to whether or not he's going to go all in, or whether he's not. And the thing that was just amazing was that Will said to Damon, he said, who's more successful, Skull Candy or Beats? And the answer seemed obvious, right? It was Beats, because Beats was sold to Apple for billions of dollars, and it made its founders, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, billionaires. But so Damon says Beats, and then Will says, why? And Damon says, I don't know. And Will looks at him and he says, because Dr. Dre had Jimmy Iovine, and he looks over at me, and then he looks at me and says, and Jimmy Iovine had Dr. Dre, and he looks back at Damon. And that was a moment where I was like, first off, the comparison is crazy because both of those guys are amazing. But if you think about it, just like the relationship that Damon Wayans Jr. and I have, Dr. Dre's the creative, right? He's the guy with the vision and the passion. And Jimmy Iovine is much more of the entrepreneur, much more of the business tactics and practice guy. So Damon and I were both just sitting there like, wow, the fact that Will.i.am would even, make that comparison gave both Damon and I just an ungodly boost of confidence. And, Damon and I have talked about that since, and it was one of our favorite. Actually, Damon was asked recently, we did an interview with Inc. magazine, and the journalist had said to Damon, what was your favorite, most memorable moment of the show? And Damon said, what I just shared with you guys was his most favorite. So the final question in regard to special guest, which is the name of the app that makes it easier and more affordable for anyone, anywhere to hire live entertainment on demand. So in regard to that app, what has been the best part of building it? So I would say outside of all of the glitz and all of the excitement around being able to go to a Hollywood premiere of a TV show and all that fun stuff, which was pretty cool, honestly, the coolest part has been building this relationship with Damon. Damon grew up around entertainment, right? So his dad is a extraordinarily accomplished actor, was on Saturday Night Live, and then he and his brothers founded In Living Color. He's gone on to, star in a bunch of just absolutely like fall out of your seat hilarious movies. But so Damon grew up around like comedy royalty and entertainment royalty. And he has these instincts and insights because of that are just unbelievable. And for me, over the last 20 years, I've spent focused on trying to be in that 5%, the 5% of businesses that are successful. So Damon and I know what our roles are in this business, and it's just been really awesome kind of playing back and forth with one another to build what we think will become a billion-dollar company. So that's really been like the best part of the process. I look forward to those daily calls and meetups with Damon, and as they say, the rest is history. And can't wait to keep you guys updated on the success of special guest, and also potentially share some exciting news with you guys soon about a second showing of Planet of the Apps. But it's not official yet, so I can't say much more. But here's what I can say. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next AMA. Peace.